What's up, party people? It's Keys Dan with RadioWhat.com, DJLittleRock.com, coming to you live and in living color from the Radio What studios. And this is my podcast, What Makes You Famous? It's an extension of the RadioWhat.com internet radio station that I've been running for quite some time. And if you need DJ services, where do you go? DJLittleRock.com. One more time. DJLittleRock.com. Check availability and get a free price quote, and maybe you could have me at your next event. You know I like to party with the people. The people need to be entertained. Let me entertain you. Have equipment will travel. Video dance parties, karaoke jams, weddings, parties of all kind. Yeah, let me be an extension of you. Let me help you to make your party that much better. Speaking of parties, well, I have Rachel F. Allen on the program today. She's kind of a person that does parties. What do I mean by that? Well, you'll know in the next few minutes, so stick around for that. This week's shows, well, as I'm recording this on Thursday, I don't have any public shows this week. Unfortunately, the RAB is closing down for a week or two. They're doing some cleaning and making sure that everything gets straightened out for you for the Christmas season. So they got some cleaning to do at the RAB in Conway, Arkansas. And the Cedar Lounge Bar and Grill in Morrilton, that my Thursday night gig, they assure me that next Thursday I will be back. But Saturday, I have a wedding. I know, unless you're invited, you cannot come. The only reason I mention it, because I'm excited. I got weddings. Weddings are coming back, baby. Yeah. This one's going to be a nice, like a country wedding. Good kids. I've already talked to them. And, yeah, good people. I look forward to it a lot. And, you know, some country love songs. We might shake it a little bit. Might spice it up a little bit. But, you know, for the most part, it's going to be a real sweet, sweet family gathering. And that's what weddings are supposed to be, a celebration of the couple and with all their family and friends around them. I just love weddings. I do. Hey, maybe a little karaoke get thrown in there, but, you know, that's only if the bride and groom want it. If anybody else asks for karaoke, I say, no. You ask the bride and groom. And you know, because, no, that stuff can go either way. It can go south. Like last week, it was a complete karaoke wedding. Oh, yeah, last Saturday, complete karaoke wedding. In fact, the groom and the bride, I had two wireless mics for them, you know, one for each of them. And as, you know, he was already at the altar with one microphone, and she was, you know, behind a curtain with the other microphone, and they sang Shallow. That's right. They karaoke'd as she came up the aisle. Now, that was special. That was special. So, yeah, and then the whole rest of the night, the people were karaokeing. Oh, yeah, they do a lot of singing. that whole family loves to sing, and they're so good at it. My goodness. So, hey, if it comes up, it comes up. I already got that available. I have the video screen there that has their logo that is playing music videos if they want it. If they want to put pictures of themselves through the years, they could do that as well. And put a little slideshow of them growing up or recording together. Yeah. Anything you want. I got the little video screen set up there. Yeah, exciting. All right, that's enough intro. You already know DJLittleRock.com. You already know Facebook.com. Let's find out more about Rachel F. Allen and what she's doing. Now, I did get Rachel F. Allen on the Skype, so if you're listening to the audio version of this, I encourage you to check out the video version on my YouTube channel. Look for Keys Dan. I know I have 3 different YouTube channels, but the one that has the Radio What logo, that's the one that has all the podcasts on it. So you'll look up Rachel F. Allen, and she's right there. You'll see the video. So let's Skype Rachel F. Allen now. There you are. There's Rachel F. Allen's beautiful face. What's happening?
Nothing much. Just being home, sleep all day.
What? I'd love to have one of those days where I don't have to do much. I want one of those days where I don't have to do much. Does that happen often, or do you have days that are filled with stuff to do? Tell me about Rachel F. Allen's day. It's Keys Dan.
Well, I usually have stuff to do full, but it be most of my days just doing nothing and sleeping. But since I got kids, since I got two little ones, it's a full job. So yeah.
Well, all right.
But
But are you a housewife? Are you a house mother? Because that is the toughest job in the whole world. Being a mom, and even being a stay-at-home mom, is probably the toughest job in the whole wide world, because you have to be so many things. You don't have to be just one thing. You're not the mom. You're the doctor. You're the educator. You're the discipliner. You're the cop. You're the firefighter. You're the social worker. There's so many
I'm
different
very fine.
jobs. Yeah, so many different jobs. I mean, tell me about motherhood, Rachel F. Allen. Tell me about what goes on in the life of Rachel F. Allen.
Well, like I said, I was recently I was staying in Little Rock, and like I said, my husband recently passed last year, so it's like I'm taking on motherhood by myself now. So yeah, and then on top of that, I got my own little store that I do with jewelry. So yeah.
Okay, well, I mean, tell the people who is. First of all, I'm sorry about your husband's passing. Was that something that was a long time coming, or was that something that was sudden?
It
Or
was Sunday. It was he was diagnosed with heart failure. So yeah,
how old was he?
he was 42.
42. I'm 51 and I'm overweight. I feel like I'm in my heart attack years. I had a little
Yeah,
scare.
he was 42 and overweight.
Oh
But
my goodness.
it was cause of the fluid.
Okay, congestive
Okay.
heart failure is what I have. I take pills for that, and I know I need to be getting up out of this chair a whole lot more. I need to be exercising. You're giving me a cautionary tale. That's the first thing that I'm getting. The first thing that I'm learning on this podcast from Rachel F. Allen is a cautionary tale. Lose some weight. Get out of that chair, because you want to live long for your
And eat
spouse.
right. Cause he
Yeah.
wasn't doing it.
Well, okay. I mean, now you've got even more responsibility, as at least maybe you were splitting up the job a little bit, but now you got it all. And I can hear the pressure in your voice a little bit. I can hear that, okay, being home, how am I going to make this work? What was the plan?
Yes.
Were you working outside of the house before that? And then you said, I got to do something else. Tell me about what was
It
happening.
was before I was a housewife before he got sick. When he got sick, uh, he was working because he was a mechanic. And like I said, he worked until he couldn't work no more. He stuck in there a long time for him for working. So, and they had put him on disability. So, with that, I decided to go through to Paparazzi Accessories, which is it's a jewelry line, and I've been doing that, helping us out with that. So now I'm just me and my two kids.
Well, tell me about the jewelry. Was that something that you've always been interested in? Did you grow up as a very fashionable girl that wore jewelry all the time, or was that something that's brand new?
No. I love the jewelry, but I didn't wear too much because, like I said, I don't know what it is about my ears. I cannot keep my ears pierced at all. It won't. They close real fast. So I just wear the necklaces and the bracelets, whatever they have. But earrings, no, I don't do that. But yeah, I've been in this for 4 years, so it's been good.
Okay, so even previous to that, to bring a little extra income in, you said, or at least to spend a little extra time that you said, hey, let me do some jewelry. And try to find something to bring a little money into the house. Has that been working out over the last 4 years? And what kind of work does that entail? Do you have to work really hard at doing it? Are you doing like
No,
online
you don't
videos
gotta
and
work
stuff?
too hard on it. Like I said, the jewelry sells itself. So you might, if somebody like the way something shines on them, if they like the bling, you most likely, okay, yeah, they'll buy it. So, and then, like I say, everything is just $5. So they can't beat no $5 jewelry. So
Yeah, Rachel F. Allen. I'd like it to have a product that sold itself. I mean, but do you have to be like a walking billboard when you walk around town? Are you wearing some of this jewelry? Maybe some of
I wear
the
it everywhere I
bracelets and
go.
stuff? Okay. And then people are coming up to you and saying, hey, Rachel, where did you get that? That looks pretty nice. That's a
Some
real nice
folks
item.
do, and like I said, some folks come up to me and ask me, say it's pretty, and ask me where I get it from. But I say I tell them about what I do. But yeah, but I mostly go up to people that I see, and especially with kids. So we sell kids jewelry, and if I see a little girl or whatever, I ask the mother if they like if I can give them a gift, and I tell them what it is. I just give it to them for gift it out because yeah, that's what I do. I mostly give away a lot of jewelry lately. So, and
Well,
this month is a customer appreciation month. So, I've been getting a lot.
Rachel F. Allen, you're never going to make money giving away stuff. You got to sell that stuff. But, you know,
I know
I know.
this month is to give this. This is like a blessing bag. So,
I get it. I know a lot of people, you know, whenever they're doing business, especially in the retail business, you know, you give a little, like you get the flyer in the mail and it says, hey, come on in and buy one, get one free, that kind of thing. There's always a little come on. And if you have the ability to give away a small item to kind of fish them in a little bit, hey, that's just good business right there. You get them hooked a little bit. You say, oh, I gave her a little ring, and now she comes back and she wants to buy, you know, a necklace or a watch or an earrings or something, whatever, you know, whatever you have for sale there. But all right, let's go back a little further. On a podcast, you don't want to know about just what you're doing right now. You want to know where you came from and how that came to be. We all know already, right off the bat. Don't even have to let that cat out of the bag because the cat's out. Rachel F. Allen, look her up on Facebook. She's selling paparazzi jewelry, which is like a jewelry. From what I can see, it's a jewelry manufacturer that hires people to come in, and then in turn they hire other people. You know, you could say pyramid. Yeah, every job is a pyramid. There's always somebody on top,
yeah,
and they always hire people all the way down to the bottom. Okay, so yeah, every job is a pyramid. So what you're doing is you're selling, and then you're hiring people to sell as well, and then you get
well,
a
really
yep.
not hiring. I didn't ask, do they want to be a partner? If they want to be my partner, they say they do their own. Cause like I said, if I ask somebody, like if I'm asking you, if you want to be my partner, I sign you up under me, and I get a certain amount of percentage of your price or whatever, or if you sell within whatever you sell, and they make their own business. They can sell, like do what I do. Have your own time to do it or whatever. But like I just said, you just got to be active every month. And so it's just easy.
Yeah. So not only is Rachel F. Allen a businesswoman, she's also a teacher, and she's also helping other people to get their own businesses. Because some people are in that same situation where they have kids at home that they really can't get out of the house so much, and they can't really work in a job that's outside of the house. So this might be a good fit for a lot of people. Is it mostly ladies, or are there some men that you know that you work?
A few. There's a lot of men getting up in this business too. A lot of men. Yes.
Yeah. So does it seem like it's you said you've been doing it for 4 years, even before, unfortunately, your husband passed away, which, my goodness, he's a mechanic. That's a job that kids need to learn. You know, a lot of kids are just saying, hey, you know what? I'm going to do online streaming or be a blogger or be an influencer. Nobody's really learning a skill anymore. So working on cars, that's an important skill. That's something that you're going to need. But, you know, going back to you were doing this 4 years ago. What made that change that said, hey, you know what? I need to do something. What made you go into the jewelry business?
Well, I was buying buying a lot of it. And the lady that I bought it from asked me, did I want, instead of me, since I was buying a lot of it, she said, why don't you just try to sell it? And you just get a discount of what you for what you sell. So my way going ahead and be a Get your own, do your own. And of course, once I sell it, I wear a lot of it.
Well, I guess what would be the name of it? A distributor? Is that what you end up being calling yourself?
Yes.
A distributor
Yeah.
of the
Yeah.
jewelry? Well, that's cool.
Independent consultant.
And where did you say you were from?
I'm from Lexington, Arkansas.
Where's
That's where
that?
I'm at back here right now. Cause I moved down here when I after my husband passed.
Where's Lexer, Arkansas?
You might well say it's a little town between Mariana and what's on.
Okay, so heading out towards the west part of Arkansas. Is that right?
Yes.
You know what's
Yes.
funny is I talked to an author, Mark Grisham. He just wrote a story called Diablo. I just talked to him a couple of days ago, and he wrote a story about Helena. And I really don't know much about Helena, but he set that story back in the Civil War. But you say, what was the name of the town again?
Lexa, Lexa.
Lexa. Man, how many people are living in Lexa, and what kind of
It's
amenities do they have?
small town. It ain't that many states here. Like I said, they have a little few towns. You got Mariana, then you got Lexa, then you got Helena, West Helena, then you got your Marvel, and you got Barton, Arkansas. So it's all sorted out in many parts.
Rachel F. Allen, I just hired you to be the director of tourism for Lexa, Arkansas. What is going to draw the people to Lexa, Arkansas? What is there to see? Is there at least a traffic light, a walking path, a store, something? What can you do in Lexa? What do the kids get to do?
Really? It's more of I would say you're more like in the country right now. On the countryside. It's like really nothing in a town. If you want to go to the store, you might well say going to West Helena. So yeah, everything kind of like that was in town is more like it's not no more.
How far away is that?
How far away?
West Helena. How far away is that?
I would say about 10, 15 minutes.
See, now that's something to say about Lexa. If you want to get away from it all, you want to have a place in the country where people won't bother you too much, and really during this time,
Buying a bunch of fields.
yeah, if there ain't no COVID out there in Lexa, you don't have to worry about that stuff out there. No, but I know
It's very quiet out here. I'm glad I'm staying in the countryside, still in town.
Yeah, okay, so you grew
Very
up in
quiet.
Lexa, and you're back in Lexa. After living in the big city girl, and now she's back home in the country. But you grew up in Lexa, and what school did you go to, and what were the things that you were into?
Barton Elementary and High School.
And what kind of things were you into, young Rachel, in Barton High School?
Mostly reading.
Reading. Okay, what kind of stuff did you like to read?
I was a quiet person, yeah.
I like quiet. Okay, let me be a little quieter. I'm sorry, I'm being all loud. Sometimes I get a little high energy when I'm talking to people. I like to get their story and find out more about them and learn from people. And I'm learning from you, Rachel F. Allen. So what kind of stuff did you like to read? Give me some pointers. What should I have on my shelf that I should be reading?
It was mostly growing up. It was mostly scary books until I started getting into the romance novels.
Tell me about the scary, and then tell me about the transition to romance. Which books? What books should I be
Scary
reading?
was like more like R.L. Stein, what's his name? Stephen King, or whatever, the small little teenagers books back then.
Hey, now you're playing my song. One of the scariest movies I ever saw was The Shining. Why? Because my name's Danny, and people, and the main characters, the little kid's name was Danny. Oh, no, the little kid's name was Danny, and the little girl said, "Come play with us, Danny, forever and ever." And I said, no, stop it. I watched that movie. I was too young. I was way too young to be watching that movie. Scary stuff. And then I read all the books. I read Cujo and Carrie and Firestarter and Skeleton Crew.
Carrie.
Oh, my goodness, all those books.
They messed it up when they made the last one of Carrie. I liked the first one.
That's what it is. Well, the thing is, yes, I could be that kind of intellectual person. Even though I like to watch movies, you go, hey, the book was much scarier than the movie. You know why? Because that book puts it all in your head. How is your imagination? How did you put that to use? Did you when you were a little girl in bed reading those scary books? Were you just scared? And did you scream and go running off to your mom and dad?
No, no, no. Cause you don't supposed to be having no when we couldn't have no supposed to be having no books in bed. You supposed to be in the sleep. So I was just sneaking in, just having me a good read with my flashlight.
That's right. The bunnies are not. They're not in their beds. The bunnies are not in their beds. If you know that children's story, and you have two children, so yeah, you probably had some children's books. Okay, so you transitioned. You got out of the scary books, and then what made you turn to the romance novels? And which novels were you in? How old were you when you made that switch?
That was probably about what in my teens. More likely when I turned 15, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Because my sister read a lot. And so I was trying to wonder why she would, and then from back in the day, the books, they just had, this woman with a big chested man on it. So I was wondering what that was. So I just started reading. So,
Oh,
okay.
okay. So you're saying they're a little risky, but you had an older sister that was kind of guiding you along. So tell me about,
Yes.
was that the only sibling you had? You had an older sister?
No, it's 12 of us.
12. Okay, I get it. Now it's starting to paint a bigger picture of Rachel F. Allen growing up. Mom and dad read that part in the Bible, said, be fruitful and multiply, and then they closed the book, and they just stopped there and kept going. So, all right. So mom and dad, they had a lot of children. How was that growing up with 12 kids in the house? How was that?
I was a menace.
Yeah.
They say I was a menace.
Were you right in the middle, or were you youngest, or?
I'm next to the youngest. I'm the 11th person. 11th
Wow.
child. Yeah.
Well, I mean, did the older ones take care of you? How old?
Yes, the older one took care of us.
Okay. All right. Well, that helps a lot with moms and dads that have to work. Did they have to work outside the house?
Yes.
What kind of work did they do?
My dad was a police officer in, like I said, Marvel, which was another town, probably about 20 minutes from here. And my mom was a middle school geography teacher.
Geography teacher. I like teachers. And I like cops for that matter. So your dad, I commend him as well. It's a tough job. It really is, because you never know. You never know what's going to happen when you go up on somebody, especially traffic stops. I guess was it the hardest things was traffic stops and domestic calls, right? And man, so tell me, I mean, were you scared for your dad every day when he went off to work, or were you looking at him like he's, man, you're a hero? Like, what was he to you?
He was my hero. Yes, I miss him. He was my hero. And sometimes I couldn't stand him because we mostly got whoopings by him. So all our whoopings by him.
Well,
but
all
yeah.
right. You grew up in a time when whippings were still the way to go. My mom was the one that disciplined me for sure. She threw shoes at me. Cuban mama down in Miami, Florida, in the Florida Keys. So, shoe throwing mama. That was my mom, for sure. But, that's, do I feel like that's the way to discipline? Have I ever spanked my kids? Very rarely. If at all. I think I remember one time.
I don't know how to spank my kids at all. I guess that's the way because they run wild right now.
Isn't it weird?
Problem.
Isn't it weird in one generation where I went outside to play all the time? I'm guessing in Lexa, out in the country, you were able to go outside and play all day long until the street lights came on. But in Lexa, there's probably no street lights. So until it was dark, I guess. Mm-hmm. So what kind of stuff did you get into? Dark. Outside in Lexa, were you getting into the mud? Were you shooting each other with BB guns, or what was going on? That's a boy thing.
Yeah, it was mostly since I was around my older brothers. Cause like I said, it's like we're kind of like stairs down. It's kind of like a gap in somewhere in between. Like there's two spots where there's a big old gap. But I'm mostly following behind my older brothers. So yeah.
So you had your brothers to play with?
Playing darts and shooting. I was mostly barefooted all day long. And people ask me why am I always barefooted? Hey, I grew up like this, so.
That's right. I was barefoot in the rocks, so I have Flintstone feet.
In the rocks.
Yeah. Down in the Florida Keys, we definitely had Flintstone feet. And I did a lot of play in the Everglades in Florida, out in the swamps out there, right with alligators. Who knows? Was there an alligator sitting right next to me? Was there a snake over there? Hey, look, a snake. Let me pick that up. Was that a poisonous one? I don't know. Might be. But, you lose your fear when you get outside to play. And I feel like, playing outside, my immune system's a little bit better. What do you think? I mean, yeah. And then, do your kids go outside?
I believe so too.
What?
And I can't hardly get my kids to go outside at all.
Are they playing a lot of video games or watching some TVs, or what are they doing?
Mostly TV and TV. And mostly on TV.
Yeah.
TV or on YouTube.
Hey, I got no problem with that. I like watching TV and I like playing video games. I just got back into it about 3 months ago. I'm playing a lot of Fortnite.
Are you playing Fortnite? I ain't got into that yet. We got an Xbox. I used to play with him, with my husband. I used to play Left 4 Dead.
Left 4 Dead. Okay, there's one I need to figure out. I'm doing online game streaming. So Left 4 Dead. Is that like a shooting game?
I do the online to see how it was, but it was some things when we come down to it, we can afford to do it. So we never got a chance to do it.
Well, I get it. But oh man, all right. There's a game I need to look for, so
it's a nice shooting game.
A shooting game.
Yeah, my kid would love to play with them too, because my daughter she started playing with them a couple times before. And my son, he was a couple of months old, or I think it was 6 months when he wanted to play with the controller, and got mad because he couldn't play. So, so yeah.
That's pretty cool, Rachel F. Allen. See, I'm learning from you. I definitely going to learn from you. I have a PS4, but I haven't quite figured out how to hook that to my computer so I can stream it online. I like streaming online and getting stuff, out to the world. And I started this podcast so I could learn from people, and now I'm learning from you, Rachel F. Allen. I tell people that Fortnite is kind of like Call of Duty, except when you shoot somebody, you dance around in a funny suit. It's your little avatar. But all right, continuing through the years, man, you're reading a lot of books, and then as you're growing older, you're getting those naughty books off your sister's bookshelf and going, ooh, so that's what life is like. Is that what life is like? Why do people read romance novels?
Well, when I was reading it took me to another place. I was like, when I read books, it just took me your imagination to a new spot or place.
And that's what it's supposed to do. That's what reading is supposed to do. It's supposed to teach you something. A lot of kids, well, I mean, that's the way kids are always going to want to learn from each other more than to learn from the grown-ups. But the reason the grown-ups or the older people write the books is so maybe they'll learn. Maybe some kid will pick up this book and learn something. I mean, even if it is a little romance, even if it is something a little scary, but there's a backdrop that usually those stories get written on the backdrop of something else. Like I said, the author that I talked to on Sunday, he wrote a story about West Helena, but he wrote it in the time just before the Civil War, when the South was saying, if Abraham Lincoln gets to be president, we're going to secede from the Union. And that's where the story is taking place. So it kind of gives you that little idea. So maybe you're reading a story about romance or about horror, but it's set during the World War II, or set during the Civil Rights Movement, or set during the 60s or the 70s, and you get kind of a little period piece. You always get a little knowledge, a little history from people when you're in those books. So are you still reading books?
Yeah, I got a Kindle on my phone that I read. I haven't read in a while because, like I said, the kids being more active since they've been doing virtual school here. I'm more active with them here than I am with anything.
Yeah, whenever I tell people I'm reading books, I'm not reading books. I'm listening to the audio book. That's something brand new. And it's not even brand new. You used to be able to get books on tape, even the Bible on tape. You used to be able to get stuff on tape that you can listen to. You pop it into your tape recorder.
I'd
Now,
rather read than hear because if you hear something you can't. I don't know if you can go back or not on virtual or not. I mean on when you listen to it or not. I don't know if you can go back on it.
oh yeah,
So I like to read.
I like to read too, but a lot of times I'm driving around. My day job, I get to drive around a lot from here, from Conway to Russellville, all the way back and throughout, and I'm always driving around. So while I'm driving, I have a little earpiece in and I put a podcast on, or I put a book on tape, and that's how I do my reading and get my knowledge. Usually I have a little news podcast or something entertaining, but beyond that, hey, look, it's tough once you get out of school and you become a wife and a mother. Your responsibilities start to change. So it's not about you so much; it's about them. So tell me about being a mom, and when did that happen, and how did that change your life?
Well, I had my daughter. Well, before I had her, I had a miscarriage. And it was a boy.
Yeah.
And then when I had her in 2015, she was supposed to be a Christmas baby, but she came on the 6th. And so with her, it was easy because she was a girl. But I kind of found out that she was 8 or 9 months when I found out that I was pregnant with a boy, my son.
Wow.
And I didn't have no symptoms when I had him. When I found out I was pregnant, I was 5 months pregnant already.
What a surprise for both of you. Oh my goodness.
I was 5 months pregnant. So so yeah.
You just look down and go, something a little different here. How did you figure out that you were 5 months pregnant?
My husband said I was a lot. I was moody a lot, and I used to just fuss and yell at him a lot. So he told me something. You sound like you pregnant.
So did you go to the
being moody a lot? So of course I said nah, it can't be. I said so it's to prove you wrong. I'm gonna go to the doctor because pregnancy tests didn't work for us because when I was pregnant with her, my daughter, they would come back saying that it was negative and I was pregnant. So we had to go take a blood test. And of course, when she came back and told me, had a little smile on her face, she said, "Yeah, you 5 months pregnant." I mean, she pregnant. So when we looked at the ultrasound, I was 5 months pregnant. I'm like, really? So, yeah, he was surprised.
Well, I mean,
I wasn't expecting to get pregnant that fast.
Well, you got all your brothers and sisters. I'm guessing by what you said, at least your father has passed away. Is your mom still around?
She's still around, yes.
Okay. What did you think when you had? Okay, the first kid, that was a regular pregnancy. You felt it. You went to the doctor. Oh, okay, I'm pregnant. And then you had the child. That's wonderful. But then when you tell her, "Hey, I'm 5 months pregnant with another baby," what did she say? What did your family say?
They'll just congratulate me. I'm like,
Well, okay. Well, that's leading to me to believe 2015, you got 2 small children in the house. So that's a little handful.
Had him a year. He's a year and a month after her.
Wow.
So it's like back to back.
Well, that's a handful right there. Some people say, what is it? Some people with several children say if you got 1 children, it's like not even having any children. But you got 2 children, and you're a single mom, and you're doing it all. You're trying to make some money, bring it in the house. Are you living back at home? Do you have some family that's helping you out a little bit?
Yeah, I'm staying. My mom's down here, so I stay like 3 houses down from her.
Oh, that's nice. It's good to have family. There's nothing more important than family. Usually, they're the ones that are going to back you up for the rest of your life. Throughout everything, through thick and through thin, no matter what you do.
Yeah, she got my daughter's full.
And that's what they're supposed to be doing. Hey, you always tell your child, "Hey, that's not the person that I grew up with. No way." She's an old lady trying to get into heaven. That's what I tell my kid. My kid when she had the grandma around. She was getting spoiled rotten. My oldest child was getting spoiled rotten by my grandma. I mean, by my mom. And I said, no. She's just an old person trying to get into heaven. That's what she's doing. Don't let her fool you. She used to throw lots of
I
shoes
just
at me.
wish somebody come do that one with came and did that with the boy, because he just stuck to me and
Okay.
won't go nowhere.
Well, that's like the general thing. Usually, it's girls are stuck to their dads, and then boys are stuck to their moms. That happens a lot. It seems to be a very typical thing that I've heard many times.
My daughter crazy about her daddy.
My second baby, she's very tight with her mom because she's been homeschooled, and you've already let me know that now you're doing the virtual school. And is it homeschool or is it virtual school from
Virtual,
Barton?
just virtual.
Like from Barton?
Oh, what's that? Because Barton didn't have no they spots filled up quick
Got
for
it.
preschool.
Yeah, well, the nice thing about virtual is you can do it from anywhere. Really, it could be a class that's across the country. So that may be able to broaden their minds. That might be the plus. Is if you don't have a class available here in that particular subject, you could take it from anywhere around the world online. But you have to stay with them while they're doing their virtual. It's not like you set them in front of the computer and say, you're on your own at 5 years old. No?
No, I stay with mine. I don't let her go do it by herself, because even though she's more like just seeing and repeating what the teacher's saying or whatever, or if the teacher asks a question for something that she holds up, she answer it. But I still sit beside her though.
So
I don't just let her leave her in front of the computer screen.
do you feel like the child is getting a decent education, between having the online schooling and then whatever you do afterwards to kind of reinforce that? Do you feel like she's getting educated very well?
Yes, because she's pretty smart. Yeah, so yeah, I know some if it's like the teacher done, if she repeats something that's already been done throughout the month, because mostly stuff that have throughout the month they just stay on one thing or several one color, like a color. They just stay on one color and two numbers for the month. She's just bored, so I broaden her mind of going further. So of course she does that. So.
Well, your mom was a teacher. She was a geometry teacher or geography teacher, one of those geos, but you can clarify it in a second. But I remember when I was going to school with some kids, and some of their parents might have been instructors. And I always wondered about that. You go home as a child after learning all day, and then you go home to someone who's been teaching. How was it growing up with a teacher? Is that good or is it bad?
We couldn't do nothing. We had to make sure when we come home straight to do our work, and we couldn't turn on no TV, no playing until our work was done.
Do you feel like that was something?
Our chores for whatever chores we had, they had to be done too before we went to bed.
Do you feel like that was beneficial? I mean, with 12 kids, you could brag on them now. How did the 12 kids turn out? What kind of work did they end up doing?
We had, like I said, like a little chart or whatever during the week, or whatever the day it was for the person that did do it. It relied on them. So nobody can say and point fingers saying it was a job or their job. So we had like a little chart on the wall with the names on it, and whatever chore that week that we had to do, it relied on us. If we didn't do it, we got in trouble. So.
Well, that sounds very structured at home. But I'm saying, after the kids got out of school, what did they end up being when they grew up? From oldest to youngest, or anyone in particular?
I got
shout outs to the brothers and sisters.
I got two or three. I got one brother. He went to the service. And I got two brothers that's truck driving. And I got two sisters that's teachers, and the rest of them is just office office people.
Hey, it sounds like
That's
they
cool.
all got to work. That sounds great. You know, and all that structure that your mom and dad gave them when they were in school, you know, between dad, you know, being the forceful, you know, maybe a little more disciplinary, and then mom being the structured, you know, making a chart and making sure that everybody got their stuff done. It looks like they all got out into the world and went to work, you know, between teaching and truck driving for sure, and being in the military. Yesterday being Veterans Day. Hey, you know, thank you so much. I appreciate that. You know, my brother was in the Navy, and I appreciate him for everything he did. You know, I was trying to get into the Navy, and I got in a motorcycle wreck, so I didn't go, you know, like 2 days before I was supposed to go in. Oh, you know, but I wish we didn't have to have an armed services. I wish we weren't at war. You know, I kind of worry about those people that are over there in the Middle East. What are we fighting for? But that's a whole
I
nother
got
story.
I got a niece and a nephew that's in the service now. One that's in, my niece is in Germany. She finna get ready to go to Hawaii, I think, for next year.
That's where I want to go.
They moving her to Hawaii. And I think I got a nephew. He's in California, I think. Yes, in California.
How do I get that service? Can I get the ones in California and Hawaii? Can I go go there? Because being in the Middle East doesn't seem like it's the fun place. Although I know that they're doing a whole lot of good stuff as well. I wish the armed forces really wasn't needed to be armed. I wish that was the forces were, you know, bringing food to the people, bringing social stuff to the people, bringing, you know, the good stuff to the people rather than fighting. I don't want people dying over that. But there's enough things that kill us all over, you know, in this crazy life than having to go overseas and fight some people. That's but that's a whole nother story. Did I just get off on a ramp? No, maybe a little bit. We're talking about you, Rachel F. Allen. Let's go back to you. I mean, you know, definitely growing up, you gave a little shout outs, but you know, Tell me what the family thinks about you and the jewelry business.
They been supportive, and you know, first thing you all think when you first get into a business, you'll think the family will always help. But yeah, that's something you gotta look at. Okay, there's some folks that I didn't probably get no help from my family until my second or third year of that. So they knew that I wanted to do this, so they reached out and helped. Cause buying or contributing to my job, to my job, it helps. So, but yeah, I'm just trying to broaden my business out a little bit.
Well, I mean, you're a smart person, Rachel F. Allen. You know that life happens and people have their own priorities and they got their own stuff that they're going through, and they make a certain amount of money and you go, well, all right, some of this money is allocated for food, some of it's for rent, and here's a little extra that, oh yeah, I could buy some of that jewelry from Rachel. No problem. I could do that. Let me throw $5 her way and get that ring or that necklace that I want. Now, when you're doing this business, is some of it online? Is some of it streaming things online like we're doing right now?
Yeah, I got an online site that from the company online site that you can go to, and I do have it a business page that whatever inventory that I get, I put on my business page on Facebook.
Very good. Okay, well, I'll definitely put that link in the show notes so people know how to get a hold of you on that. But what I'm saying is, I noticed that in your glasses, I could see that you have a ring light. Do you do a lot of videos on Facebook, lives and stuff?
Lives. Whenever to show Jerry, I show it like depending on when I go live, because I don't go live when I'm supposed to. But when I make it to go live, I show what I have throughout for the month of something new from a new inventory. So yeah, and this is my helper right here of I call her Diamond. So she's my helper, and I post everything up on her. So,
well, for those that are listening to the audio version only, I encourage you to check out the video version on my YouTube page, youtube.com/user/KeysDan, or just look up Keys Dan and look for the Radio What logo, and you'll find Rachel F. Allen's beautiful face right there next to me. See, as I'm pointing this way, I'm really pointing at you in my broadcast software. and you'll be able to see the nice little mannequin that she puts necklaces on, and she's got her all dressed up, and you can see like earrings, and you get a little idea of, hey, what if that was me wearing some of Rachel F. Allen's paparazzi jewelry? That's fantastic. Yeah, that's how you do it. That's how a salesperson does it, is you put it out there in the front window, and you become the billboard anyway. Now, I know what you're talking about, doing lives on a certain schedule. Like I'm supposed to, when I'm doing my online streaming, when I'm doing my gaming, I should make a schedule at 7 o'clock every day. Do this. That way all my fans will say, I'm going to be out there at 7 o'clock. And that way they'll know, oh, Rachel's going to be online at 7 o'clock. Let me get dinner ready. Boom. And that way when she's ready to go, I'll be watching her. Do you set up a schedule? Are you supposed to set up a schedule, or do you just go online whenever you get a chance?
I set up a schedule, but since I do just buy what I have for a month, I just, whatever day that my inventory coming in, I'll just open it, that box the day my inventory come in, or I'll make a set up a day to go live. So it must be scheduled, but hey, stuff don't go by schedule, so just do what you got to do.
I would say making a schedule would probably be the way to go. You tell people, hey, you know what? I'm going to go live at 7 o'clock every day.
Yeah,
and even if you don't have a new box to open, even if you don't have a new box, you could pick up a piece, like an earring, and just, hey, you know what? I'm going to talk about this earring for about 10, 15 minutes. And look at this earring. You need to get this earring. You need to put this in your head right here and walk around with this earring. That way every day, I know, as all the stuff that I do as a DJ, I feel like if I don't do stuff every day, if I don't put myself out there every day, people are going to forget about me. People will forget about you.
And I do post on my business page daily. So,
well, good. How do they find you online? What's that business page?
Rachel's Paparazzi and Accessories.
Rachel's
and Paparazzi. It's my name, Rachel with an S. Paparazzi and Accessories.
Okay, well, I'll definitely have to look.
And I have to say it's my face so on tag. I think there's several folks with the name Rachel on there. So yeah.
Okay, and then there's a paparazzi accessories.com, and your number is 65521. Make sure they look it up with 65521. And it really, there's a little story about you. You get personal about yourself, and it lets people know, hey, they're not, you can go to a store and buy jewelry, but the reason that they're getting jewelry from you is because they're supporting you and they're helping you to support your children. And they're going to get personal service from you. I'm guessing that they can contact you at any time they need to, and you will get back to them as soon as you possibly can, right?
Yes.
That's right. So, all right. So is it only on Facebook, and then that paparazzi accessories.com website?
I do it on Instagram too.
Instagram. Okay. I need to find that Instagram for you. And then I need to also, I guess there's a Pinterest that popped up on that thing, and I was looking. They said that there was a Twitter, but I guess you don't do Twitter. So the more thing that you will that we will find you on is Facebook, Instagram. Those are the two places that people find you the most. Correct?
Yes.
All right.
Like I say, if they don't want to what's in my inventory, what I got, they can go to the website.
Very cool.
That number, that's 65521.
So you say you were buying a lot of this stuff before you even started doing this. What was the kind of jewelry that you were into? Because you said you didn't wear jewelry when you were in school, but you got out and you said you had a friend that was selling this stuff, and you had to buy some. What kind of items were you buying?
Yeah, she is a blogger. Like I said, I follow books, and she follow a whole bunch of authors on Facebook. So, and she was a blogger, and she got into this and was telling me, and when she started selling it, and I started buying it from her, to help her out, you know. And she said, since I was buying a whole bunch of from her, she said, okay, why don't you just start your own business of selling yourself? Yeah, that's what I started doing.
So, Rachel F. Allen, not only can you get jewelry from you, but you can also help people join your team. And if, maybe it is a good fit for someone that is at home that wants to make a little extra money, a little
And
extra
it
cheese.
does help. I'm letting you know, if you own a tight payment, 1 month payment, it does help out a lot.
Well, good.
That's what I'm on. I'm on a 1 payment a month, and it does help out a lot.
Well, that's what we're supposed to be doing, is helping each other out. And, I'm so glad that you came on. I know that we met, with karaoke and stuff. How long you been singing? What made you want to start doing karaoke? When was that?
I started doing karaoke with my friend Jennifer Miller a long time ago. That was when I first met her. And we've been doing that ever since 2004. And I've been loving it ever since.
That's
and
cool.
I missed it because I have not been able to do it since I'm down here.
I know
I don't think nobody down here does it.
There was a couple months that I wasn't able to do it because of this whole COVID thing, and let me tell you, it was a struggle. I'm glad that I'm back out there. I guess that is the disadvantage of being in a small town, is not having a place to go to unwind and maybe do some singing. I hope that you're singing in the house. I hope you're singing to your little children and making
we got a karaoke machine. We have karaoke night once every Saturday.
That is excellent. That is small town life, and that's family life. That's bringing families together with singing. That's the way people used to do it 100 years ago, maybe even less than 100 years ago. They would go and sit around and sit around the piano and sing to each other and sing great songs, and that's something that tradition that you're going to start. And maybe those kids, as they're growing up, I used to sing with my mama when I was a little kid. I think I'm going to sing with my children. And you'll start that tradition, bringing families together, singing together, having fun. See, that's good. That's good, Rachel F. Allen. I can tell you're a good mama. And you said the girl's a good student, but the boy, he's much, much younger. You said he's rambunctious. What's he learning? What's he into?
Cars.
Well, that's good. Like his dad, mechanic. Excellent. That sounds really, really good.
He is crazy about cars, and he's rambunctious. Like I say, he's gonna be 4 in January. In January. She's gonna be 5 in January. December. He's gonna be 4 in January. And it's like those who argue like cats and dogs, and whenever she wants, he'll mess with her till she give to him. So it just, yeah.
Well, that's how kids are supposed to be. I'm glad that they have each other. They'll be taking care of each other. Maybe they'll get into it with each other, little fights. I know with my little brother, I used to fight with him until he got taller than me, and he could beat me up now. But
And on top of that, she's taller than him.
Yeah,
and he still bullies her.
Well, hopefully as they get older, he'll realize he needs to be taking care of her, and she needs to be taking care of him, and they'll take care of each other all the way up. That's usually how it works out with siblings and families. We take care of each other. But okay, now this is your time, and and I know that I've taken some of your time, but I want you to be able to give shout outs. This is like free time for you. You give shout outs to the people that have helped you out along the way, your customer appreciation, the top customers that, and what are the things that people are buying. For people that are on the video version of this, hold up some of the accessories that you've had that are your top sellers that people are really enjoying.
Well, I can probably bring like I said, I got a bunch of stuff everywhere. If you can see this.
Oh, that is a nice pegboard full of great items. Looks like earrings and such.
Earrings, and there's the bracelets over there.
Wow, that's like a store.
Like I said, I had a pegboard for and necklaces.
Yeah.
But the kids done messed it up, so I took it down.
That's the struggles of life.
These are okay.
That looks like a
Um,
cameo, maybe on the end of a necklace. That looks
yes,
beautiful. That's like a nice big round thing. What I could see is the maybe like a silver or a gold metal outside, and then the white on the inside. That's what I'm able to see on the camera.
that's copper,
Uh huh.
a copper piece with the like a little brown or white with the crackle in the middle.
Wow,
Yeah, so it's a necklace
it's a
and
very
a big hoop
big
earrings
chunky.
right here.
Yeah. Yeah, when I was a
That's
kid, you wouldn't.
and like I say, every earrings, every necklace that come with the earrings. If you wanted the earrings on it, you can just upgrade it to a bigger set.
See, you wouldn't know it. When I was a kid, I used to have earrings myself. so, so, so I was a little kid that thought it was, I was all full of myself and put my earrings in and thought, hey, I was something, But yeah, I guess I grew up. I know there's a lot of old men that are still wearing earrings and still thinking that there's something. But hey, you grow up, you grow out of that stuff, or maybe you don't, and maybe you want those people. Maybe you want the old men with the earrings because that's something you could sell to them. All right. Well, I know I'm having fun with you, but who are the people that have been helping you out the most? Who give shout outs?
Well, I say it's being a sister. One of my sisters. Her name is Shara. She's been helping out a lot, and there's a customer or two. Her name is Jaleesa Jackson. She's been helping out a lot, and another one named Miss Deborah. She's been helping out a lot. And I say I had a couple more before I moved. That was in Little Rock before I moved down here. And when I moved down here, it seemed like I lost some customers.
Yeah,
So
yeah. It starts to dry up. The
yeah,
inconvenience of having to go so far away. But I don't know. Do you have a mailing process? Are you able to send stuff away,
yeah.
send stuff out?
I ship out.
Okay.
I ship out to them if they need it shipped now. So
Well, that's the
yeah.
nice thing about having these like FedEx and stuff like that. That they'll take stuff from you, or even the post office, and they'll take stuff from you and send it all over the world for you. All right, Rachel
Mhm.
F. Allen. Any other avenues you want to explore? You want to tell anybody about before we wrap this thing up?
Yeah, like I said, all paparazzi. I sell it for $5, and everything is lead and nickel free. We do have men, women, and little girl pieces. So y'all can just check out the site. I guess he will have the site for you. And it's like I say, it's all to you. Like I said, I'm looking for people to be partners with. And there's three um packages that you can get, but most of the people that I mostly tell them to get, they get the $99 one. So it comes with 35 or 30, 35 pieces. But yeah, like I said, if you want to do it, y'all can just get in touch with me or whatever. I'll just hook you up. Like I said, this is something that keeps me entertained at home for me to do.
Oh yeah.
And like I said, if you don't, since I don't drive, I mostly do everything from home. And when I do get a chance to go out, I kind of bring stuff with me to take out and see if anybody would like to do anything. So, yeah, it's a good thing to do.
Well, it sounds like it's a good fit for you, and it's probably a good fit for a lot of other people that are in similar situations. There's a lot of a lot of house mothers and house fathers that are looking for stuff to do in their off time or in their downtime to try to make a little extra money. And it looks like Rachel F. Allen, you got the tools, you got the ability to help some people out that way. All right. Well, thank you very much for being on the podcast and telling us a little bit
You're
more
welcome.
about your
Thanks for having
jewelry.
me.
And I usually finish these things off with last words for the people. That could be some words to live by, maybe something that you heard a long time ago, that a mantra that
Oh,
you live by, or it could just be whatever pops into your head at this moment in time. Rachel F. Allen, last words for the people.
like I said, if you want to do what I do, just holler at me.
Well, there you have it, party people. Rachel F. Allen. Wasn't that beautiful? Wasn't that sweet? Isn't she a nice lady? Oh my goodness. She's doing it. She's doing it all. She's a single mom, widowed mom, and she's taking care of her 2 little kids, and she's selling jewelry, to make ends meet, on top of, whatever allowance she gets. She is helping to supplement her income with this jewelry service, with this jewelry, being a distributor. So I'm very proud of her. I'm very happy to know her. And the singing, it sounds like she's a great mama, taking care of those little kids, and you can help to take care of her and help to support her by checking out this jewelry. It's only $5 a piece. So it's quality jewelry as far as I can see. Everybody that I've talked to, every article that I've seen about this paparazzi jewelry, it's good stuff. It's all shiny and nice, and it might go with the outfit that you're wearing out tonight or to the office, either one. So check out Rachel F. Allen. The links are in the show notes, and you can find her on Facebook. And the reason I keep saying Rachel F. Allen, I'm drilling that into your head. That's the Rachel F. Allen that you need to find, that's selling that paparazzi jewelry. Yeah. All right. Thank you so much, Rachel, for being on the show, the What Makes You Famous podcast. Now, if you, yes, you, my loyal listener, my loyal viewer, would like to be on the podcast, tell your story, I encourage you to give me a call, 501-470-6386, or email info@radiowhat.com. That's it for me. Keys Dan, radiowhat.com, DJLittleRock.com. Peace. I'm out of here.